brother. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Okay. Okay.
Jangan tahu ini.
很高兴见到你。我作为习近平主席的特别代表来参加这个盛会，非常荣幸。Thank you. 该我讲。
Apa?
No, post line is after. Make it go.
I think we have to.
Kone bo yombo yombo sama
No, yombo ane na sabo sakan juja boba au mare ni dala amnane ay 8 yaro bono yo muy no muso
Baru ko la ko jabo ko kanyo ko kuno sa ba ko ha man la mo kanyo
saya kan ko jogo woni saya kan ko mo jetu ko ni commerce ma asa am mari sa ko ko ba jogan daw an bana yo kan do an bana lando asta bana kan anjare joni parce que mooy boss ñu sa sul ngare woni mo jogo ko ñare joni bi ba no makkan ci sama def ay ko tambali ñaaro eh parce que mo ñu na do ci sama lek
Dasana ni memang Jawa tu di kapal.
sama le jor wonu sunu kan lo kan la fa dat mi yo mi way ko wa mi jogo dem kita ko le kubé
Kone yo ko yang tu di.
boko desidu
Di restoran yang tu di.
restaurant yi classe son mom tan wa ga tay rigo
Itu mudah sama.
bukan
Di go ni kompon ko ya kan kan.
bukan
Di ko mana ni.
ay ta sama demé kon
Ko kompon. Di kompon bola mo kan.
mo fa ano kon ngolu fo
Itu mari yo man ti.
eh
Itu mari yo man an jami mo. Jam mo ni ko ba nyama ko president. Ku jabo no yara na pia ko kan ko ka. Amma ba ko ni ni ya ni ni.
waaw
Itu ni mari. Ini jadi ini jadi go ha. Bulan ni. Aku bisa bukan apa beri. Ini dia. Ini aku bisa bukan apa beri. Kita bilang sih kita dalam. Jadi ini.
di dégg nga wax nañ ko ci affaire
So you're not helping me, you're not updating me. You're not announcing.
bro
Cameraman, unless you share numbers with him, so you can go to the part of this. It's only exchange your numbers, yes. But the guy is inside, right?
yàlla gi pour ñu jox ni ñëwi am nañu voilà boobu ñu mag ñi yëpp
My stuff, remember?
Hello.
Yeah, there's enough space because if you are here, I think so how are we going to do this?
جاي بكلمة الملك مترجم إلى اللغة هيقرأها بالإسلام. اللي حصل أن الملك خرج عن الموضوع تماما مسكين الحمد لله
هو مش مترجم، هو جاي يقرأ فقط.
وتوقف الترجمة والقاعة كلها اللي حط الزمان يتلفت ليش توقف الترجمة؟ فاكروا الفتح كله بيشوف الحمد لله علموني دخلت وحطيت السماعة واستمعت.
Alin Jai, Alin Jai, Alin Jai, Alin Jai, Alin Jai, non mais xool na ko envoyé quoi man damay fay parce que ñii dañuy ah ok.
fairness to them, if you want to actually oui, si tu avances,
On tape des gens sur le bas,
il n'y a pas de problème.
Chief.
في تحركات تؤذن بي
جوي گرفتی
Safi one sim work nokore.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
mobile data nos GCC
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم على بركة الله نبدأ.
Even if God makes us blissful, we shall now start our session with a recitation from the Holy Quran.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Peace and blessings be upon you all.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. واعلموا أن فيكم رسول الله لو يطيعكم في كثير من الأمر لعنتم ولكن الله حبب إليكم الإيمان فضلا من الله ونعمة والله عليم حكيم. وإن طائفتان من المؤمنين أصلحوا بينهما فإن بغت إحداهما على الأخرى فقاتلوا التي تبغي حتى تفيء إلى أمر الله، فإن فاءت فأصلحوا بينهما بالعدل وأقسطوا إن الله يحب المقسطين. إنما المؤمنون إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون. صدق الله العظيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of God, most gracious and merciful, on behalf of His Majesty King Salman bin Abdul Aziz, may God grant him long life. We shall now announce the inauguration, the opening of the 15th session of the Islamic Summit Conference under the theme of consolidating unity and solidarity through dialogue for the benefit of sustainable development.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of God, most
والصلاة
gracious,
والسلام على
peace
أشرف
and blessing
الأنبياء
be upon our
والمرسلين.
noble prophet,
فخامة الرئيس أدم بارو رئيس
Your Excellency
جمهورية
President
غامبيا،
Adama Barrow, President of the
أصحاب
Republic of
الفخامة
Gambia, Your
والمعالي،
Excellencies and Highnesses,
معالي الأمين العام
Your
لمنظمة
Excellency
التعاون
Mr. Secretary General of
الإسلامي،
the Organization Islamic
الإخوة الكرام،
Cooperation, distinguished participants.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسرني بداية
I'm highly
أن أنقل
gratified at the
إليكم
outset to
تحيات
convey
سيد
to
خادم
you
الحرمين
the
الشريفين
greetings
الملك
of
سلمان بن عبد العزيز آل سعود وصاحب السمو الملك الأمير
Majesty
محمد بن
King
سلمان
Salman
بن
Abdul
عبد
Aziz and Crown
العزيز آل
Prince
سعود ولي العهد
Mohammed bin
رئيس مجلس
Salman and
الوزراء
Crown Prince and
حفظه
Prime
الله.
Minister. May God preserve
كما
you.
أهنئ جمهورية
I would like
غامبيا
to
الشقيقة
congratulate
على تولي
the
رئاسة الدورة
Gambia
الخامسة عشر
Republic for its
لمؤتمر
assumption
قمة
of
الإسلام،
15th session of
سائلين
the
المولى عز
Islamic
وجل
Summit, and we
أن
pray to
تسهم
God
هذه
Almighty
القمة في
that this
تحقيق ما
summit
تصبو
will
إليه
contribute
أمتنا
to achieve
الإسلامية
the
من
Islamic
أمن وسلام
Ummah's
وازدهار.
aspiration in terms of peace,
ولا
security
يفوتني
and
أن أتقدم
prosperity.
بالشكر الجزيل
I would like to extend my
لمعالي
heartfelt
الأمين
thanks
العام
to His
للمنظمة
Excellency the
والأمانات
Secretary General
العامة
and the General
وكافة
Secretariat
العاملين
and
فيها
all its
على
staff
جهودهم في الإعداد
for their
الجيد
commendable
والتنسيق
efforts in
لعقد هذه
preparing
القمة،
for this summit,
والجهود المبذولة في
and
سبيل
for
تعزيز
the
العمل
efforts
الإسلامي
put in
المشترك.
for the consolidation of joint Islamic
الإخوة
action.
الكرام،
Honorable
لا تزال
participants,
القضية
the
الفلسطينية
issue of
أولوية
the
لدى
cause of
منظمة
Palestine
التعاون
remains a
الإسلامي
priority
منذ
for the
إنشائها،
Islamic Ummah since
والتي تعبر
its
عن صوت
establishment.
الأمة
It
الإسلامية
reflects
وضميرها
the
الحي
voice
في
of
نصرة
the
الشعب الفلسطيني
Islamic Ummah
الشقيق
in support of the
ورفع
brotherly
الظلم عنه
people of
إلى أن يحصل على كافة
Palestine,
حقوقه
and
المشروعة
to
التي كفلتها
ensure
قرارات
that
الشرعية
they
الدولية
accede to
ومبادرة
their
السلام العربية.
rightful
وإنه
justice
لمن المؤسف أن
as
نشهد فشل
enjoined
مجلس
by
الأمن
the
والمجتمع
Islamic,
الدولي
by the international
حتى الآن
legitimacy. It is
في
regrettable
وقف
that till
الاعتداءات
today
الإسرائيلية
the
والتي
Israeli
تصاعدت بشكل غير
aggressions are
مسبوق من
still
خلال القصف العشوائي وتدمير
ongoing
المستشفيات
and even
والمدارس
being
والمنازل
escalated
والبنى
against
التحتية في قطاع
policies,
غزة،
against hospitals,
مخلفة الآلاف
schools, and
الضحايا المدنيين
infrastructure,
العزل
resulting
من الأطفال
in
والنساء
thousands
والشيوخ.
upon thousands of victims.
ومنذ اندلاع تلك الاعتداءات
Since
لم
the
تألو
launch of the
المملكة جهدا
aggressions,
والتعاون مع
the
الدول الشقيقة
kingdom
والدول
has been
الفاعلة
collaborating with
لحماية
the sisterly
المدنيين
and
في
brotherly
فلسطين
countries to
وإغاثتهم،
protect the
وتجدد
Palestinian
المملكة
people.
في
The
هذا
kingdom
الصدد
reiterates in this
مطالبها
respect
بالوقف الفوري
its
والدائم
demands
لإطلاق
for the
النار
immediate ceasefire
وتوفير ممرات
and
إنسانية
for the
وإغاثية
provision
آمنة
of safe
ونهاء معاناة الشعب الفلسطيني
passages
الشقيق
and for the
لتمكينه من
alleviation
الحصول على جميع
of
حقوقه
the
المشروعة
ordeal of the
بما في
Palestinian
ذلك
people
حقه
and to
في تقرير
ensure
المصير
their right to
وإقامة دولة
self-determination
مستقلة
and to
والعيش
establishment
بها.
of their independent state.
الإخوة الكرام،
Honorable
إن
participants,
المملكة
the
وهي تشارك الدول الإسلامية
as it participates
تضامنها ونصرة
with
قضاياها
the
كرست
Islamic
رئاستها
states in
للدورة
terms of
السابقة
solidarity and support
لتعزيز
for
العمل
the
الإسلامي
earlier
المشترك
mission in
وبلورة
consolidation of Islamic
المواقف
joint
وتوحيد
action
الصفوف
and
والتحرك
for the
الإيجابي على
unification of
كافة
our
المستويات
ranks at all
لمواجهة
levels to
التهديدات
face up
المشتركة
to the
والتصدي للأعمال
challenges that we
المستفزة
all face
تجاه الرموز
and
الإسلامية وحرمة
to
المصحف
face up
الشريف
to
وأعمال
the
الكراهية
aggressions
والعنصرية
and
والإسلاموفوبيا.
actions
كما
of
تواصل المملكة دورها في لم
hatred.
في لم
The
شمل
kingdom
المسلمين
continues its
واجتماع
efforts
كلمتهم
to bring together
والمبادرة لكل ما من
the
شأنه
Islamic
أن
nations
يسهم في
and for
تعزيز دور
initiatives that will
المنظمة في حل
consolidate
النزاعات
the
وتحقيق
action
السلم
of the
والأمن الإقليمي
OIC in
والعالمي.
settling and resolving
وتستمر المملكة في
international and
نهجها
local
بمكافحة
and
الإرهاب
regional peace
وتجفيف منابع تمويله على
initiatives.
مستويين
And we
الوطني
continue our
والدولي.
efforts at all levels,
الإخوة الكرام،
local,
تؤكد
regional,
المملكة
international.
على
Honorable
أهمية دعم
participants, the
جهود
kingdom
السلام المبذولة
reiterates
في
the
اليمن
importance
الشقيق
of
في
consolidated
سبيل
action
إيجاد
for
حل
peace
سياسي
in
شامل
Yemen towards
يرفع
a
المعاناة عن الشعب
comprehensive
اليمني الشقيق
settlement that
ويدعم
would
تطلعاته الاقتصادية
lift the
والتنموية.
ordeal
كما
of
تؤكد المملكة
the Yemeni
على
people.
أهمية
The kingdom
استقرار سوريا
reiterates the
والحفاظ على
importance
وحدتها
of
وهويتها
stability
وأمنها
of Syria
وسلامة أراضيها
and the
ودعم
reestablishment of its
الجهود
peace and
المبذولة
security
لمحاربة
and
التنظيمات
to
الإرهابية
fight
والميليشيات المسلحة
against terrorist
ومنع تهريب
groups
المخدرات عبر
and
أراضيها
to prevent
لتصبح بيئة
the
آمنة
passage of
لعودة
drugs through
اللاجئين
its territories
والسوريين.
and to thus
وتؤكد
facilitate the
المملكة
return
على
of the
أهمية
refugees.
وحدة
The
السودان
Kingdom of
وسيادته
Serbia
وضرورة الحفاظ
underlines
على
the importance
مؤسسات
of
الدولة
sovereignty
لتتمكن
of
من ممارسة
the Sudan
دورها وحفظ
so that it
مخدرات
may
الشعب
play its
السوداني
role in
الشقيق
support of the
وتجنيب نزاعات
Sudani people
تقوده نحو مستقبل مظلم.
towards
كما
a
تؤكد
better
المملكة
future. The
على حق
kingdom
الشعب
also
الليبي
reiterates the
الشقيق
right
في
of
اتخاذ
the Libyan
حكومة
people
وطنية
to
موحدة
elect their
تتمتع بالشرعية
unified
المحلية
government that will
تتولى
represent
حفظ الأمن والاستقرار
the
وتكافح الفوضى
Libyan
الأمنية
legitimacy policy under full unity and to get rid of the mercenaries all across the Islamic world. The kingdom reiterates the need to re-establish the unity of Somalia and its territorial sovereignty, and calls upon the international community to work towards that effect and to work for the establishment of peace and security all across the world. Honorable participants, the kingdom reiterates the need to restructure and reform the OIC and develop its infrastructure to work hand in hand with the international community and to ensure joint Islamic action, and that we support full determination, political determination to reform our organization, and so that it may rise to the appropriate position internationally as the second largest international organization. In conclusion, I pray to God Almighty to guide our steps towards success in this session for the aspiration of our goals and aspirations. Wassalamu alaikum. We now announce the formation of the members of the Bureau, Gambia as President, Djibouti as Vice Chairman, Islamic Republic of Pakistan as representative of the Asian Group as Vice Chairman, Palestine as Vice Chairman, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as Rapporteur. Thus, I announce the approval and adoption of this Bureau. Now, I shall hand over the chairmanship to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Gambia, wishing His Excellency the President full success in chairing this meeting. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, the chair of the 14th Summit. We now invite the Secretary General to address the gathering.
Monsieur le Président Adam Barrow,
Chair of the 15th Islamic Summit. Your Royal Highness, Your Highness Prince Faisal bin Farhan, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Your Majesties, Excellencies, and Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. At the outset, I would like to express my heartfelt congratulations to His Excellency Mr. Adam Barrow, President of the Republic of the Gambia, and to the government and people of the Gambia on the significant occasion of the Gambia's assumption of the presidency of the 15th Islamic Summit, wishing them every success, and for the summit success.
En vue de la réussite des assises de l'honneur et les signes honneurs au terme du mandat de présidence par le Royaume d'Arabie Saoudite du 14e sommet islamique.
At the close of the summit, led by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, I wish to express our gratitude to the custodian of the two mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and the Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, Chairman of the 14th summit. May Allah preserve them and grant them support for all the actions they have done at the head of the Islamic summit, and also for the success that you have noted for the benefit of our organization since its establishment, so as to allow it to fulfill its noble mission. This is the sum of a rich action and initiatives that has been undertaken at the local and international level with full commitment and concretization of the principle of Islamic solidarity and commitment in favor of Islamic common and joint action. We are confident that the Republic of the Gambia will follow during its mandate the footsteps of the 14th session in the process and the full commitment that is well recognized by all of us in favor of joint Islamic action and in defense of the causes of Islamic Ummah. Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, Honorable ladies and gentlemen, the present Islamic Summit comes within a context of serious and grave developments, unprecedented ones, particularly regarding the cause of Palestine, and particularly the persistent crimes and brutal military aggression on the part of the Israelis against the Palestinian defenseless people, particularly in the Gaza Strip, along with the colonial policies and the ethnic cleansing and the actions against the city of Jerusalem and the attacks that constitute in their totality war crimes. And call upon the international community to put an end to the aggression against the Palestinian people and put an end to the policies of occupation perpetrated by Israel, and to demand that they recognize the international legitimacy and the state of Palestine, that the Palestinians may accede to the statute of full member of the United Nations. We need to mobilize action in favor of the rights of the Palestinian people, particularly their right to return and the mobilization and establishment of their independent state on the lines of June 1967, with Al-Quds as its capital, in conformity with the pertinent and relevant resolutions of the United Nations and the peace initiative of the Arab League. All participants, the right to self-determination of Jammu and Kashmir constitutes as well a priority for our organization. We give particular attention, and the representative of Kashmir, Yusuf Muhammad Viray, our envoy to Jammu and Kashmir, has assured the follow-up of this issue, particularly through the multiple visits that he has paid to Jammu and Kashmir and to the Islamic Republic of Pakistan in order to take cognizance of the situation and to report their own implementation of the resolution of the Islamic Summit and the Council of Foreign Ministers. In parallel, given the reports, the contact group on Jammu and Kashmir. With regard to the follow-up of the situation in Afghanistan, the OIC has fulfilled its commitment to the humanitarian approach and the constructive dialogue with the de facto authority in conformity with the relevant resolutions of the United Nations Security and the Foreign Ministers Conference. I here call upon all member states to contribute generously to the fund, the endowment set up for the benefit of Afghanistan under the supervision and management of the Islamic Development Bank, which has developed enormous and commendable efforts in order to ensure the establishment of the fund and to continue action to face up to the challenges met by the Afghani people. With regard to the constructive dialogue with the de facto authority in Afghanistan, my special envoy, His Excellency Ambassador Tariq Baghit, has followed up and continued his visits to Afghanistan and his coordination with the member states, not only with the international organizations, particularly the United Nations. And in this framework, these efforts have meant that we have dispatched missions of ulama, scholars, and together with the Human Rights Independent Commission of the OIC for the development of women to discuss issues of education of women and work for women. We hope that these efforts will be continued with the holding of a broader meeting of scholars together with their colleagues from Afghanistan under the auspices of the Islamic Fiqh Academy and in coordination with the General Secretariat of the OIC. Your Highnesses, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the ordeal followed by certain member countries, I have in mind Libya, Yemen, Sudan, the Sahel region. Dialogue and reconciliation are the only means that would enable us to resolve these problems so that these countries may guide their steps towards stability and prosperity and development. The preservation of the territorial integrity and the sovereignty of our member states is a fundamental issue for us. I wish here to pay special tribute to all the member states that have taken initiatives to deploy efforts in favor of the peaceful settlement of the situation in some of our countries by encouraging the parties concerned to get together around the negotiation table. Moreover, the political situation remains the only pathway to remedy the current crises and to continue preventing problems and ensure development through peaceful means, particularly through mediation, which is an objective for organization that is used to strengthen our capacities in these fields. In conformity with the resolutions of the Islamic Summit and the Council of Foreign Ministers, our organization has pursued its support for the sovereignty of the Republic of Azerbaijan over all its territories, as well as the unity of the Federal Republic of Somalia and its independence, its sovereignty and its security. We, in addition to our solidarity with the Cypriot Turks, in parallel with our support for Bosnia-Herzegovina and Kosovo and the defense of well-being and dignity and integrity and religious and cultural freedom of the communities in non-member states, particularly through constructive dialogue with the authorities of many of the members of the countries in question. On the other hand, I cannot fail, Mr. Chairman, to hail the avant-gardist role played by your country, the Gambia, in the defense of the Muslim community in Rohingya towards the International Criminal Court. I wish to appeal to all member states to extend every support in this regard. I wish to reiterate also our profound gratitude to the People's Republic of Bangladesh and other member states for hosting refugees from Rohingya. Your Excellencies, the struggle, the fight against terrorism and extremism constitute an item on our consistent agenda. Our fight against religious hatred continue to call for action for the action against these challenges. The profanation of the Quran also represent a major challenge that call for our continued action within our organization. Several meetings have taken place, as a matter of fact, that have resulted in important resolutions. Also, the organization and its member states have undertaken various initiatives at the international level. Foremost of its results has been the proclamation by the General Assembly of the United Nations on the 15th of March as an International Day for the fight against Islamophobia. The implementation of the results of the CFM resolutions and the Executive Committee that have called for the designation of Special Envoy regarding the fight against Islamophobia. I would like to inform your august Assembly that my consultations have reached to the designation of Dr. Mehmed Profasi as such. As an envoy, I would like you to approve this designation. We shall continue to cooperate with the international community in order to fight against the intolerance and discrimination and hatred, and to promote interreligious dialogue, intercultural dialogue as well. At the legal level, the General Secretariat is following with its efforts, and thus the number of states that have ratified the Charter of the OIC has reached ratification of the amendment according to which periodicity of the Islamic Summit has moved from 3 to 4 years for the Islamic Summit. Also, actions are continued for the impact on the work of the OIC. I would like also to underline the importance and the finalization of the signing and ratification of all the legal instruments of the OIC, bearing in mind that some of the organs and in appropriate form favorably the demands or the candidacies for such status. At the institutional and organic level, the General Secretariat continues to coordinate with the Islamic Development Bank and the Islamic Center for the Development of Trade their action for the creation of mechanism to settle differences for the benefit of the Islamic Ummah within the framework of the OIC's action for the protection of investments. Also, the global reform of the organization should help us call for meetings for the benefit of the reform so as to achieve the aspired goals within the legal framework. The General Secretariat is doing its utmost with the contribution of the State of Kuwait to consolidate and approve the necessary means to approve and to reach the quorum so that the International Court of Justice may enter into action at the Islamic level. We have in mind the catastrophes and difficulties that have been witnessed in recent years that have reached higher levels that have resulted in greater levels of poverty and precarity in certain member states. I'd like to call on you to step up efforts in order to finance humanitarian action within the framework of our organization and its various various organs and institutions. I therefore appeal to this August Assembly and the Member States to make donations for the benefit of the Islamic Solidarity Fund as a humanitarian branch of the OIC in order to enable them to give full assistance to the affected countries. The General Secretariat and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are working together for the convening of the Conference of Donors for the region, for the benefit of the Sahel and Lake Chad region. I dare rely on all the member states in this conference to contribute generously to this action. Within the framework of science and technology and health and environment, we call for the optimal usage of modern technologies to face up to the challenges and to ensure optimal appropriate solutions at the levels of the various countries and the protection of the environment. The General Secretariat and its organs are doing its utmost in order to build up their efforts for greater cooperation between the member states to take up the challenges regarding environment and climate change. At the cultural level, we are working in close cooperation with the member states and the various OIC institutions for the organization of cultural important events and to encourage the convening of multidisciplinary festivals aimed at intensifying consolidated cooperation, bearing in mind the cultural diversity of the Islamic world, and to celebrate the rich cultural heritage of our countries. Within the framework, we give particular attention to youth and sports and the promotion of their good well-being within the OIC. We have created a special department within the General Secretariat of the OIC to handle such issues. Our organization is continuing its action for the promotion of and the preservation of the rights and values and the institution of the family and marriage within the various aspects, and we call upon all the international fora to help us in that respect, to build up the rights of women, children, old people, and specific needs people in various fields. In terms of training, the various institutions of the Islamic Ummah, we have called for the restructuring of various institutions regarding INA, the Information and Radio Television Institution, ISBU, in collaboration with the relevant Permanent Organization for Cultural Affairs, COMIAC, and other similar institutions interested in information. On the other hand, the organizations launched a call for a media observatory at the level of the General Secretariat to expose the actions taken against the Palestinians in the occupied territories. We have called for a legal observatory in implementation of the resolution taken by the extraordinary summit that was held in Riyadh on 11th November 2022. In that regard, honorable ladies and gentlemen, in the field of socio-economic sustainable development, we have given priority to these effects in the intra-OIC cooperation. We have paid particular attention for the creation of the necessary required mechanism for multilateral cooperation. In this regard, I would like to express satisfaction with the launch since 1st of June 2022 a mechanism for the consolidation of cooperation such as to help us achieve the targeted level of intra-Islamic trade of 22% by the year 2025. We labor center in employment, and capacity building and social protection in the member states. At another level of action, we are satisfied with the help and offers put in for the establishment of a program, a 10-year program that will end by the year 2025. We fully rely on the full participation of the member states for the establishment of more programs for the years 26-36. Your Excellencies, allow me on this occasion to remind ourselves of the particular importance of the payment of contributions to the budget of the General Secretariat and subsidiary organs, and also the settlement of their arrears that have been accumulated over many years. I'm thankful to the member states that are fully contributing regularly and call upon the other member states to redouble their efforts so as to enable the organization to fulfill its commitments and concretize the activity programs as elaborated by the member states. Regarding the report that is before you, that deals with all issues and the way in which the organization is handling these matters, we look forward to your decisions concerning the following stages to be followed in order to go forward on the path of the achievement of the objectives of our organization and to respond to the aspirations of the member states and to strengthen the organization's role at the international scene. In conclusion, I wish your proceedings full success for the strengthening of our solidarity, our joint action. Thank you for your kind attention. Wassalam.
Secretary General, I thank you for your speech. Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Secretary General of the OIC, our distinguished guests of honor, honorable ministers, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I feel extremely honored and uniquely privileged to welcome all illustrious leaders, eminent personalities, and distinguished delegates and guests in our midst to this 15th summit of the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation, OIC. I very warmly welcome you all with great pride and delight on behalf of the entire government and the people of the Republic of the Gambia, including my humble self as your host. Feel at home on the smiling coast of Africa and enjoy every moment of your stay with us. Your Majesty's Excellencies and distinguished guests on the converge for this eagerly awaited Abdul Aziz Al Saudi Arabia, custodian of the two holy mosques and chair of the 14th OIC Summit, and Crown Prince and Prime Minister, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, for the laudable work done during the Kingdom's tenure as chair of the OIC over the past 3 years. Their immense financial and material support allow us to make all the necessary preparations for the occasion. In the same vein, I sincerely commend the OIC Secretary General and his staff for magnificently running the organization's affairs since his appointment. Their delegation and tireless efforts hugely contribute to the success of our collective endeavors. Relatedly, allow me to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the President of the People's Republic of China, His Excellency President Xi Jinping. His contribution towards the construction of this splendid state-of-the-art conference center is remarkably invaluable. The center symbolizes our unity and stands as a testament to the enduring partnership between our two countries. Its benefits to the Gambian nation cannot be overemphasized, as it fosters economic growth and enables us to host such prestigious gatherings, thus boosting our international standing. Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, and distinguished guests, you have convened here today with the awareness that the Muslim world faces numerous challenges, ranging from the calamities of terrorism to factional violence and armed conflicts. Amid these unrests, we must reaffirm our commitment to mediation and dialogue as indispensable mechanism to resolve conflict and foster lasting peace. It is fitting, therefore, that the theme for this 15th session is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue and sustainable development. Excellencies, esteemed delegates, since the OIC seeks to promote solidarity and unity among Muslims around the world and find solutions to their problems, this summit provides a unique opportunity for member states to strengthen relations through dialogue, share experiences for deeper mutual understanding, and adopt innovative resolutions that go beyond national borders to foster collective peace and inclusive, sustainable development. A viable route to achieve these objectives lies in sustained cordial relations within an environment of trust and cooperation. As President of the Republic of the Gambia and Chairman of the OIC for the next 3 years, we pledge to promote unity, solidarity, and sustainable development within the Islamic world. Our approach will include prioritizing initiatives that enhance economic cooperation, foster cultural exchange, and address pressing issues such as poverty and access to education and healthcare. In collaboration with other member states, the Gambia stands committed to championing the cause of peace and stability in regions troubled by conflict. We advocate implementing diplomatic solutions and providing humanitarian assistance to alleviate the suffering of distressed people. Through proactive engagement and meaningful dialogue, we will encourage unity and solidarity among member states based on a shared vision of a peaceful, prosperous, and equitable future for all. In this context, it is essential to address the prolonged conflict in Palestine and the devastating wars in Gaza. Those encounters have caused endless human suffering for over 75 years. Certainly, the plight of the Palestinians is a matter of grave concern, not only to the Muslim Ummah, but also to the entire world. The ongoing violence, instability in the region, and humanitarian crisis in Gaza continue to make the prospects of peace remote. In fact, the hostilities pose a serious threat to regional stability and global peace. I call upon member states to take decisive action to address the root causes of the conflict and work towards a just and lasting solution. This should include convening a comprehensive peace conference for all stakeholders to negotiate a settlement that provides for the rights, dignity, security, and sovereignty of the communities affected. In our view, military action is not an option. Rather, we endorse a peace accord based on a two-state solution. This proposal is to guarantee both states the rights to full sovereignty and self-determination. Further, we affirm the need to enable the Palestinian people to regain their legitimate national rights, as recognized by the international community through its recognition of a state of Palestine within the 1967 borders with Al-Quds and Al-Sharif as its capital. At this point, allow me to comment and express our gratitude to His Majesty King Mohammed VI, Chairman of the Al-Quds Committee, for his strong commitment in defending the Islamic character of the holy city of Al-Quds Al-Sharif, to maintain peace and lasting peaceful coexistence in the entire region. As leaders of the Islamic world, we must seize this opportunity to chart a new course towards peace and reconciliation. Let us recommit ourselves to the principles of justice, equality, and mutual respect. Act collectively to end the suffering of the Palestinian people and build a future of peace and prosperity for all. I commend South Africa for its recent decision to take Israel to the International Court of Justice, following in our footsteps to seek justice under the Genocide Convention. This bold move illustrates the collective commitment of the international community to the principle of justice and human rights. It sends a powerful message that impunity for grave violations of international law, such as those committed against the Palestinian people, will not be tolerated. We stand in solidarity with South Africa and all those who advocate justice and accountability, and we pledge our support for their efforts to seek redress for the victims of atrocities committed by Israel. Your Excellencies, I am proud to state that in its capacity as chair of the ad hoc OIC Ministerial Committee on Human Rights Violations against the Rohingya people, the Gambia is actively pursuing the legal proceedings filed against Myanmar in the quest for justice and accountability. We consider it an obligation to stand in solidarity with the oppressed and vulnerable populations and champion the cause of human rights in accordance with the principles of the Genocide Convention. The legal case of the Rohingya pursued by the Gambia at the ICJ boldly represents concerted international effort to address the ongoing human rights crisis in Myanmar and ensure accountability. The Gambia's initiative has received widespread support. Numerous countries, human rights organizations, and legal experts endorse our action and call for justice for the Rohingya people. I invite member states to contribute towards meeting the legal fees for this legal battle and urge that we stand in solidarity against oppression and atrocity. Your Excellencies, under the Gambia's chairmanship of the OIC, agreed strategies and initiatives will be implemented to promote solidarity, unity, and problem-solving among member states. The approach will aim at advancing the organization's main objectives. The Gambia is thus willing to enhance dialogue, cooperation, and mediation to resolve conflicts among member states. Excellencies, unfortunately, underdevelopment characterizes many member states. Hence, poverty, inequality, and natural disasters make humanitarian assistance and development aid necessary. The need is also obvious for significant capacity building and technical assistance to address the governance, healthcare, education, and infrastructure development requirements in certain member states. By addressing such development challenges, peace and stability would be guaranteed. With peace, the organization can promote the rich Islamic cultural heritage and values through cultural exchange programs and educational initiatives. In the process, we can proudly showcase our Muslim identities worldwide to promote peace, understanding, and solidarity. Esteemed delegates, we live in a world that requires religious tolerance, which does not imply abandoning one's beliefs or values. It is simply a means of promoting peace, understanding, respect, and dialogue within the Muslim world and across communities and religious groups. Additionally, member states should promote and increase economic cooperation and trade among themselves. This has the prospect of showcasing the shared values of the Islamic Ummah and sharing the blessings Allah has bestowed on many of our member countries. Such strategies could equally contribute to fulfilling the aspirations of young people in search of better livelihood. It is wise as well that we harness our diversity to devise strategies that respond to the demands of change and reform. But this must be informed by our noble values, ideas, and objectives. In conclusion, let us reaffirm our commitment to justice, equality, and mutual respect, and redelegate ourselves to the honorable cause of advancing the interests of the Muslim Ummah. I thank you for your kind attention. I now give the floor to the President of the Islamic Bank Group.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أفضل الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. صاحب الفخامة السيد آدم بارو رئيس جمهورية غامبيا ورئيس القمة الإسلامية الخامسة عشرة
Chairperson of the Islamic Summit, and Ibrahim Taha, Secretary General of the OIC. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I am delighted we at the Islamic Development Bank to participate in this great summit, and I would like to express my deep gratitude to His Excellency Adam Barrow, President of the Islamic Development Bank, and to the government and people of the Gambia for the warm welcome and generous hospitality that we have received, and for the arrangements they have made in connection with this summit. I would like to express my deep gratitude to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia under the leadership of the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman Ibn Abdul Aziz, and his crown prince, Mohammed bin Salah. May God protect them for their generous hospitality and their directions to the Islamic Development Bank and the OIC, as well as other organizations that serve the Ummah. And this continued support plays an important role in the enhancement of peace, harmony, and sustainable development in the world. And the Islamic Development Bank expresses its sadness at the destruction that is being afflicted on the people on Gaza, in terms of especially plight, and express its condolences to the victims and express its solidarity with them during this difficult time. So we also express our solidarity with countries that have been afflicted with natural disasters recently, and also that are affected by various conflicts. And the Islamic Development Bank is determined to provide effective assistance to efforts to reconstruct these various affected or devastated areas. Your Excellencies, Highnesses, Excellencies, your institution, the Islamic Development Bank, last week celebrated its 50th anniversary under the theme Pride of Our Past and Belief in Our Future, and is a requirement for progress and solidarity, and a celebration of 50 years of solidarity and cooperation is a source of transformation. So the financing provided by the Islamic Development Bank since its inception up to 2023-2024 has exceeded to $282 billion and covers or comprises 11,000 projects in all development sectors. And one of the major lessons that we have learned during this journey is that there is a solid link between peace and development, and the right way to ensure sustainable development is to ensure an environment of peace, stability, and social security. So sustainable development and social development in general are a pillar of peace, stability, and harmony. So the success of the Islamic development in ensuring change and transformation in countries of our or people of our member countries, and the rating, the AAA rating provided by rating agencies is a success that is due, after the grace of Allah, due to your own support, you member states of the IDB, for your continued support. And it is worth noting that the cooperation that exists between various member states have played an important role in our collective success. So in this regard, I would like to commend the OIC for ensuring and promoting unity through sustainable development and dialogue, which is the theme of this year's conference. And the Islamic Development Bank is ensuring that it continues its cooperation with the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in order to ensure the success of this conference or this summit. Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, I am delighted to announce to you that one of the major outcomes of the annual meetings of the IDB, the annual meeting of the IDB last week, in coincidence with the 50th anniversary of the Islamic development, is a declaration in Riyadh. And under that declaration, the Board of Governors has made a declaration to provide continued assistance to the IDB, and that is to achieve the noble objectives of the IDB, and this is the most important step that ensures its future. And under these directives, the Board of Direct Governors has urged the IDB to do the following. First of all, to continue to improve the organizational chart of the Islamic Development Bank Group in order to achieve the high entry resources that will meet the development needs, increasing development needs to help vulnerable segments of our society in our member states and Muslim communities, especially when it comes to disasters and hardships. Number 4, to come up with a strategic approach of the IDB with regard to the Islamic finance sector, especially when it comes to sukuk, and to broaden the Islamic financial capital markets, international and regionally. Number 5, to ensure to come up with a strategy when it comes to cooperation or South-South cooperation by enhancing partnership and the exchange of expertise. In this regard, Your Excellencies and Your Highnesses, we look forward to your continued support to the Islamic Development Bank, and we will continue our mission so as to strengthen at the end of the day the collective prosperity of the Ummah and its citizens. Thank you to all of you, your heads of state. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We thank you for your kind attention.
Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين، أصحاب الفخامة والسمو والسعادة، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أود في بداية هذه الكلمة أن أعرب عن خالص تقديري وامتناني للرئيس أدما بارو ولحكومة وشعب جمهورية غامبيا على كرم الضيافة وحسن الاستقبال في استضافة الدورة 15 لمؤتمر قمة منظمة التعاون الإسلامي، وهي القمة التي تلعب دورا بارزا في تعزيز الوحدة والتضامن من خلال الحوار لتحقيق التنمية المستدامة. ومن هذا المقام لا بد من توجيه الشكر الجزيل للرئاسة السابقة ممثلة في المملكة العربية السعودية التي أدارت دفة المنظمة بكل حكمة واقتدار، مما أسهم في تعزيز مسيرة التعاون الإسلامي في مختلف المجالات. أصحاب الفخامة والسمو والسعادة، نجتمع اليوم والعالم يمر بتحديات جمة ومتصاعدة، وفي ظل هذه التطورات الخطيرة يبرز دور مجلس التعاون ومنظمة التعاون الإسلامي بوصفهما قوتين فاعلتين لمواجهة الأزمات المتعددة التي تشهدها منطقتنا والعالم أجمع، فإن التحديات المشتركة التي نواجهها تستدعي منا جميعا العمل المشترك والتعاضد في سبيل تعزيز قيم السلام والازدهار، خاصا بالذكر ما تتعرض إليه فلسطين وقطاع غزة من
circumstances when Gaza and Palestine are coming under difficult serious aggression, and also we will commend the extraordinary summit held by the Arab League in Riyadh last year. and from which stemmed a ministerial committee that informed and exposed to the whole world the plight and suffering of the people in Gaza when it comes to the protection of civilians during this period. And we commend the effort of this committee in order to put an end to aggression in Gaza, and also in solidarity with Arab positions in the Gulf and everywhere. And today, we, after 211 days, after 12 during which the plight of the Palestinian people has increasing, and under the occupation of Israeli forces, over 32,000 children and women have been suffering, and there are over 5,000 casualties. And this affects and threatens our stability in the light of all crises that take place in the Middle East. So this Israeli occupation and also aggression requires from us to be committed to collective action in support of the people of Palestine and their rights. So in this regard, we would like to confirm the important role that our organization is playing in the interest of peace and stability and the fight against terrorism that threatens international stability. So here we can indicate the relevance of the Security Council to host and organize international conference to ensure stability in the entire world. So because of all these difficulties at face, we have to promote the peace of solidarity. We should ensure solidarity and stability among us. Your Excellencies and Highnesses, based on the theme of this summit, that is solidarity and peace, in order to ensure solidarity and dialogue, we have to shed light on the importance of sustainable development in the agenda of the Gulf Cooperation Council and the Organization of Islamic Conference, because this requires from all of us joint action in order to overcome the challenges, economic challenges that affect our countries and peoples. So in this regard, we should consolidate cooperation in science and technology in order to support sustainable development projects. And since the youth are the backbone of the Muslim Ummah, in this regard, we should provide all support to them through education and training, and provide employment opportunities for them, and boost their capacities. And through that, we can ensure strong societies that can participate effectively in the international arena. Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, I would like to conclude my statement by drawing your kind attention to two important issues. First of all, the members of the Gulf Cooperation Council are proud of their belonging to the Muslim world at all levels, and it will extend a hand of cooperation to all Muslim countries, because it believes in the importance of this generosity and this to strengthen these ties and relations based on our religion. And number two, I would like to commend the major efforts that are being made by the Republic of the Gambia, especially when it comes to hosting this summit that promotes the values of our organization. Let us all work for the unity of our Muslim Ummah, governed by the spirit of peace and stability. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. And thank you for your kind attention.
Now I give the floor to the Chief Guest of Honor, representative of the People's Republic of China's President.
尊敬的阿达马巴罗总统，尊敬的塔哈秘书长，尊敬的伊斯兰各国领导人，感谢巴罗总统邀请出席伊斯兰合作组织首脑会议。中方高度重视发展同伊斯兰世界的关系。习近平主席专门委派我作为他的特别代表出席此次会议。首先，我谨宣读习近平主席致会议的贺电。
Xi Jinping as follows. On the occasion of the opening of the 15th Summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, I would like to extend, on behalf of the Chinese government and people, warm congratulations to the summit. The OIC is a symbol of unity and cooperation among Islamic countries and has made important contribution to strengthening cooperation among
السلم في العالم وذلك qui compose la
同伊斯兰世界
and the Islamic world are good friends and good partners. Our friendly relations have a time-honored history. In recent years, the two sides have enjoyed mutual support on issues concerning each other's core interests and major concerns, and achieved fruitful outcomes in practical cooperation. Our friendly cooperation and relationship has grown in quality and moved to higher levels, setting a fine example for South-South cooperation. At present, transformation not seen in a century is accelerating across the globe, which further underscores the strategic significance of solidarity and cooperation between China and the Islamic world. China stands ready to work with Islamic countries to carry forward traditional friendship, enhance political mutual trust, deepen practical cooperation, promote inter-civilizational exchanges, and act upon the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative to make greater contribution to the building of a community with a shared future for mankind. I wish the summit a full success. President of the People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping, in Beijing. At end of the message from President Xi Jinping. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, China and Islamic countries enjoys traditional friendship. We are all developing countries with the same wish and aspiration for peace and development. We are good friends, promoting the development of our respective countries. We are good partners, safeguarding world justice and fairness. In the face of changes of the world, of our times, and of historical significance, China and Islamic world should carry forward our traditional friendship, enhance solidarity and cooperation, and constantly elevate our relationship to new heights. We should uphold independence and deepen strategic mutual trust. China firmly supports Islamic countries in independently exploring development paths and stands ready to jointly safeguard the principle of non-interference with Islamic countries, support each other in safeguarding respective core interests and national dignity. We should strengthen mutually beneficial cooperation, promote development and revitalization. China is ready to work with the Islamic countries to promote high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, enhance synergy of development strategies, carry out cooperation in fields such as energy, trade, infrastructure, AI, and set a fine example for South-South cooperation. We should expand inter-civilizational dialogue and commit ourselves to inclusiveness and mutual learning. China is ready to expand people exchanges and communication with Islamic countries. We should jointly oppose the so-called Islamophobia, oppose linking terrorism with any particular ethnic group or religion, and carry forward the common values of humanity and set a fine example for inter-civilizational exchanges in the new era. We should promote lasting peace and pursue universal security. China stands ready to work with Islamic countries to explore solutions to hot issues that best serve the fundamental interests of developing countries. The conflict in the Gaza Strip has dragged on for more than 200 days, causing heavy civilian casualties and severe humanitarian disasters. Facing the grave situation, China calls for an immediate ceasefire and ending the vital protection of civilians, alleviation of the humanitarian crisis, and a political settlement. China supports the establishment of an independent state of Palestine that enjoys full sovereignty on the basis of the 1967 borders and with East Jerusalem as its capital. We will continue to support concerted actions and a strong voice of the Islamic countries and work with Islamic countries. We will support the full membership of Palestine in the United Nations. And we will work with the Islamic world for an early, just, and sustainable solution to the Palestinian question. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, this summit is themed with enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development, which mirrors the common aspiration of the Islamic countries to seek strength through unity, to develop and revitalize. China highly commends that. Once again, I want to thank you for inviting China to attend the OIC summit, which reflects the common aspiration of China and the Islamic countries of respect and trust for each other and reaching out for each other. China will continue to work with Islamic countries, contribute to peace and development of Islamic countries and the whole world. I wish the summit a full success. Thank you.
We have now got to the end of the opening session. Now we will take a break for 15 minutes and we continue with our closed door sessions. Thank you.
After the session, I will take a seat at my place. I leave this.
كيف الحال؟ شو اخبارك؟ يعطيكم الف عافيه. كيف صح؟
Can I go see the room and then come back?
You come with me. J'attendais mon discours. Ça va.